The sun had barely risen when Lytudiep felt the first soft kick inside her belly. It was gentle, almost shy, but enough to make her breath hitch. She placed her trembling hand over the spot and smiled, a fragile, glowing smile filled with disbelief. After everything she had survived, after every cold night and silent tear, this tiny heartbeat inside her was the most beautiful miracle she had ever known. And today was the day she would meet her child. The small hospital room smelled of antiseptics and rain, for a storm had quietly passed during the early morning. The window curtains fluttered gently, as if the sky itself wanted to breathe with her. Sam lay on the bed, her hair damp with sweat, her hands tightening around the blanket. Fear rose and fell in her chest like waves. She was ready, but she was terrified. Where was Lee? He had promised to be here, promised he wouldn't leave her alone again. But minutes passed, then hours, and Sam wondered if she should stop hoping. After all, Lee had always been unpredictable, quiet but impulsive, caring but haunted by guilt. She loved him, yes, but she feared the weight he carried inside might someday crush them both. A contraction seized her, sharp and demanding. Sam clenched her teeth, tears springing to her eyes. She whispered to her baby, "Please wait for him." Outside the door, hurried footsteps echoed. "Sam! Sam, I'm here!" Her heart leapt. The door burst open and Lee stumbled in, his shirt half soaked from the rain, hair messy, breath uneven. He looked as though he had run through a storm just to reach her in time. Perhaps he had. The moment their eyes met, Sam felt her last piece of fear melt away. Lee rushed to her side, grabbing her hand with trembling fingers. "I'm sorry," he whispered, his voice cracking. "I didn't want to lose a single moment. Not with you, not with our child." Sam didn't answer with words. She simply squeezed his hand back. For the first time, she felt the future wouldn't break her. It might finally heal her. In that tiny room, with rain still tapping on the windows, a fragile but powerful sense of hope began to bloom between them. Their child was coming, and this time, Lee wasn't going anywhere. The first night at home with the baby felt like stepping into a different universe. Lytudiep held the tiny bundle close to her chest, her long eyelashes trembling every time the baby made a faint sound. The warm glow of the small lamp cast a soft halo on her hair, making her look almost unreal, like a gentle mother carved out of light. Lee sat beside her on the bed, still unable to believe what was happening. Every breath he took felt heavier, deeper, filled with emotions he couldn't even name. He watched the little infant stretch her tiny fingers, grasping at the air as if searching for something. When one finger accidentally wrapped around his, Lee froze. "She's holding me," he whispered. Sam smiled, her voice soft but full of wonder. "She knows who her father is." That simple sentence broke something inside him, something that had been locked away for years. The fear, the guilt, the uncertainty, all of it melted. Lee lifted the baby carefully, his movements almost reverent, as though holding a miracle he had no right to touch. Sam watched him, her heart swelling. She remembered how lonely she had been during her pregnancy, how many nights she sat alone wondering if she was strong enough to raise a child by herself. But now, seeing Lee's trembling hands and watery eyes, she realized she had never been alone. He had been trying, even in silence, even in fear. The baby suddenly let out a small cry, and Lee panicked. "What do I do? Sam, is she hungry? Cold? Did I hold her wrong? Tell me." Sam laughed softly, placing her hand over his. "She's fine, Lee. Babies cry. It means she's strong." He exhaled in relief, pulling the baby close again. "I just don't want to fail her. Or you." "You won't," Sam whispered. "You're here. That's enough." The room grew quiet again except for the soft breathing of their daughter. Outside, the night breeze rustled the trees, as if celebrating the birth of a new family. Lee leaned his head against Sam's shoulder. For the first time in a long time, he felt whole, complete. Not because life was perfect, but because he finally understood the meaning of love that stays, love that returns, love that builds a home. Tonight, they were no longer two people surviving the world. Tonight, they became a family. The first night after bringing their newborn daughter home felt surreal to both Lytudiep and Lee. The small wooden house, usually quiet and filled with the scent of fresh-cut grass from the fields outside, now carried the soft, fragile breathing of a new life. Every sound seemed louder, every shadow warmer, every heartbeat more meaningful. Sam lay on the bed, her body still weak after the delivery, but her arms gently cradled the sleeping baby wrapped in a soft white blanket. She looked down at the tiny face, soft, rosy, peaceful, and felt her eyes sting with tears she could no longer hold back. "She's here, Lee. She's really here," she whispered, her voice trembling. Lee sat beside her, unable to look away from the child. His usual calm demeanor had dissolved into a mixture of awe and nervousness. His large hands shook slightly as he reached out, gently brushing a finger over the baby's miniature hand. "She's so small. I'm afraid to even touch her." She smiled softly. "You built a whole house with your hands, but you're afraid of holding your daughter? That house can't break, but she's everything I want to protect." The baby stirred, making a soft, kitten-like sound. Instantly, Lee straightened, panic flashing in his eyes. "Did I do something? Did I wake her?" Sam couldn't help but laugh, despite her exhaustion. "No, Lee. Babies make sounds. It means she's comfortable. Come, hold her." Lee hesitated, but Sam slowly guided the child into his arms. For a moment, he froze, breath held, eyes wide. Then something changed. His shoulders relaxed, his voice softened, his heart steadied. The baby melted perfectly into his chest, her tiny weight somehow heavier and more meaningful than anything he had ever carried. She knows me," Lee whispered. "She feels safe. She knows her father, that's why." Lee swallowed hard, emotion tightening his throat. "Sam, thank you for enduring everything, for giving her a life, for trusting me to be a father." Sam leaned her head on his shoulder. "We did this together, and from now on, we raise her together." Outside, the moon glowed gently over the quiet fields, casting silver light through the window, blessing the beginning of their little family's story.
The house felt different that evening, warmer, gentler, as if every wall carried the quiet heartbeat of the tiny life sleeping in the crib. Lee moved softly around the room, his steps careful, his breath quieter than usual. He kept glancing toward the baby, as if checking to make sure this miracle was truly real. Tusam lay on the bed, her body still tired, but her heart glowing with a tenderness she had never known. She watched Lee, watched the way he adjusted the blanket, how he placed a small stuffed toy near the baby's feet, how he paused to touch the side of the crib with a kind of reverence. She had seen him strong, angry, fearful, protective, but the way he looked now was something indescribable. It was love in its purest form. "Lee," she whispered softly. He turned, his eyes full of warmth. "Do you need something?" "No," she said, smiling gently. I want you to come sit with me." Lee crossed the room and sat beside her, taking her hand as if it was the most precious thing he had ever held. She leaned her head on his shoulder, feeling the safe rhythm of his breathing. "We did it," she murmured. "After everything, we finally have a family." Lee exhaled shakily. "I still can't believe it sometimes. The things we went through, the nights I thought I would lose you, the days I felt powerless. But seeing you today, seeing our child, Sam, it's like the world finally made sense." She looked up at him, her eyes soft but deep. "Are you happy?" He laughed quietly, the sound trembling with emotion. "Happy? Sam, I don't think I've ever felt something this overwhelming. It's more than happiness. It's like my life finally started today." Sam closed her eyes for a moment, letting the weight of his words settle inside her. "Lee, thank you for everything, for staying, for not leaving when things were hard, for choosing me." He gently held her face, his thumb brushing away the tear she didn't know had fallen. "I didn't choose you, Sam. My heart did, long before I understood it." The baby stirred softly, letting out a tiny cry. Both of them turned at the same moment. Lee stood quickly, lifting the child with practiced care, rocking gently until the cries softened. Sam watched them, her two loves, bathed in the golden evening light. In that moment, she knew. Their story had been filled with storms, but now they were finally home.